Welcome to another edition of Nerd Jersey. I am Alex Bond.
I'm Nicole Herview.
And we just saw Jurassic World. And we haven't said a damn word about it to each other until we got down here.
The only thing that we said to each other, I sang that song. We'll find a link. We'll put it in there. That's that video. The holy fucking shit. It's a dinosaur. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? We did that.
Yeah, that was
but
really
it.
I mean, we tried to save it for this. It was.
So I have no idea what you think right now.
That was a ride, man.
That was something.
Should we start with an overall consensus, or do you want to?
Yeah, I want to do that first. We'll do the consensus about what we think, and then we'll say spoilers.
That's good.
So
That's good. I like that.
We'll give you guys, if you're looking to, should I go, should I not go, we got you.
Okay.
And then after that,
you
we'll
can
actually
flip back here and talk, Yeah.
Yeah,
listen to us talk about it. All right, Nicole, what do you think?
It exceeded my expectations, like, to the nth degree. Like, oh my God. That's all I got. Like, oh, wow. What about you? How do you feel?
I loved it. I was so thrilled. Just the whole way through. It was, it was kind of terrifying at times. It was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was a weak link within the cast. I feel like, there were some good moments for each character, and I loved the visuals. It just looked beautiful.
God in heaven.
And even the nighttime scenes and the indoors dark stuff, that was still, you could tell everything that was going on. Yeah,
and there is, this isn't a spoiler as much as a little factoid. There's a lot of fan service.
Yes.
But it's very, very well done. It's not like smacking over
there's
the
head. A lot of familiarity. There's a lot of familiar angles. With looking over the island from like the aerial point of view.
Yeah.
There's some visual help from the first movie with certain characters, so to speak, dinosaurs that come back and Let's get into the spoilerific stuff now.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
I would say go see it now.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say.
So go time yourself and
go.
And we're back.
All right, so from now on, there's spoilers. I suggest you turn back now.
How we feeling, kids? Yeah, you good? Take a breather.
Okay?
Remember?
You need a minute?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into it now.
Let's do it.
I don't even know where to begin with this. I really don't.
How about Act 3?
Well,
how about D'Onofrio? How about we go? How about him as the creepy?
The fat dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. You have IMDb up, right?
Sorry,
You're gonna have to help me with names.
That is Mr. Wilson Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Character
right now.
actor, right?
He blended. Oh my God! I think it was the fact that he had facial hair.
Probably, and hair, just hair in general.
He was unreal, but I'll be honest, from the first second I saw him, I was like, a raptor's gonna bite your face off. I was like, it's gonna happen. I see you. He was obvious, but they waited so long that it was so satisfying.
He was clearly your human antagonist.
Oh, from the beginning.
But he kind of hammed it up, and I really enjoyed that about him. He was just kind of fun to watch. Him interacting, so to speak, with Jake Johnson in the control room and just kind of putting his hand on his shoulder, stealing his drink.
That was brilliant.
And just Jake Johnson reacting visually to all that. He was
great.
He was really fun to watch, too.
I mean, he was obviously there for, comedic effect, and with everything he did, it was meaningful. It's not like he was just a puppet or anything.
I'm just glad they didn't kill him.
But, holy God, oh my God. Yeah, he was a freaking creep. From the get-go.
Was. Yeah.
And anytime Chris Pratt, I feel like in this film, is your dinosaur. You see his little like ears perk up when he sees this motherfucker. He's like, "No, I don't like you. Get out of you leave my raptors alone." Like, I feel like there are times that you read his body language like you read the dinosaurs or any animal's body language. Like,
I can see that.
His face tells you everything.
Yeah, even when he said, and he was explaining, I think it was to Claire, Bryce Howard's character.
Who was great.
She was great. But he was saying, I think it was to her, that they imprinted on him, and so they identify him as the alpha. But in the same way, he is very parental with them. And I think that definitely came into, that parental instinct kicked in.
That's why they chose him over the other alpha.
Yes.
Because there's that, like he said, there's a relationship.
Yes.
I don't control them. We have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, clear when you get, the big son of a bitch in there. Wow.
And, Chris Pratt was great. He obviously can carry an action movie now. And still give it some life. He's not cheesy. He's not all action. He's kind of just reacting to the situation, but has the know-how to get through it.
I'll tell you what. You could see Andy Dwyer in Star-Lord.
Yes.
You could.
Absolutely.
You cannot find... you would be hard-pressed to find Andy Dwyer or Star-Lord in Owen.
I agree with you. And I think that the Chris Pratt, he is Chris Pratt. The Andy Dwyer comes out in Star-Lord's kind of naivete and being pulled from the 80s, so he's using these, he's kind of obscure in his
It wasn't a leap.
Understanding.
It wasn't a leap.
And for him to come here, I don't see... You see Chris Pratt, but it's not like, oh, that's Chris Pratt. It's not like watching... I don't even know who to use as an example, but there's some actors that you see and all you see is them.
Yeah.
I think in our first podcast I used Will Smith as an example.
Yeah.
In that I don't know that I'm going to look at Deadshot and see anybody else but Will Smith.
Right.
And I feel like, Will Smith's kind of, he was a tentpole figure in summer blockbusters. Maybe we're getting that with Chris Pratt now, but he worked. He blended in. His interactions were
great.
He did
very well.
He had really good chemistry with just about anybody he interacted with, especially the Raptors.
I'll tell you what. That takes skill that I don't think a lot of people appreciate. To have that bond with a tennis ball on a stick.
Yes.
And in his case, 4 tennis balls on 4 different sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that, I'm looking in your eyes, and we are connecting, and there's no eyes there.
He had a beautiful moment with the dead Brachiosaurus.
Which was beautiful. That's when that wasn't obviously CGI. That was a robot of some kind.
Yeah, some practical effect. And they did have a solid balance of practical and digital, which I also liked. It was very much made in a similar fashion to the original. There's a lot more fire and explosions,
because we can.
Right, but in the close-up shots when the Indominus, what the hell was it? Indominus Rex?
Indominus Rex.
Indominus.
I think.
When it first gets out of containment and it's kind of sniffing out the Chris Pratt and the engineer, all that is very reminiscent of the first 2 movies where the T-Rex is kind of sniffing around and peeks his head next to the car or peeks his head inside the tent. Mm-hmm. So all of that felt very much familiar. And that was another
even the use of the side view mirror.
Right. Yes.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Very subtly done, not not hitting you over the head with the reference, but
right.
If you've seen Jurassic Park 3 times, you know that shot. That's an iconic shot. To use the side view mirror at all again, the subtle way in which they did it, I really, really, really respect. Because they could have been campy about it. Because it's been, done in, Toy Story 2, they did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
With Rex in the toy aisle.
But it wasn't
But
point for point.
This wasn't
a redo of Jurassic
the same
Park.
shot.
It was
beautiful.
It was familiar in the best way.
Oh my God.
It plays back to the nostalgia that we're all feeling when we go see this movie.
Yeah.
But it gives us something new to work with. Instead of the first movie ending with the Raptors trying to attack and then the T-Rex coming in and saving the day.
Yeah,
we get that, and then we get 10 minutes more.
Yeah, which I thought was super cool.
Yes,
I wasn't expecting that. I cannot remember the name of this dinosaur, the water one,
the Mosasaur.
That they use 1 billion times in in the trailers. And I always
Yes.
thought it was funny that they showed you, in the first trailer, they showed you it eating the shark.
Mm-hmm.
And then in another trailer, it's almost point for point the same exact shot.
With
but
a
it's
pterodactyl.
The pterodactyl, and I
Yeah.
was so confused as to what they were trying to tell us.
And what I thought about that is that you'll see, especially these effects-heavy movies, they'll do trailers, but then they'll replace certain shots.
Correct.
So what they put in the trailer ends up, because they haven't rendered something, so they'll just sneak
Yeah.
it in.
Yeah.
With Godzilla, they did kind of a low shot of Godzilla roaring, but when it was released, that shot turned into Godzilla facing off with the whatever the other monster was that he was fighting.
Right.
So it's a
So I
pretty
didn't know
common
what
tactic.
to get from that, but to have both shots
Mm-hmm.
and then have that dinosaur be so instrumental in taking down the Indominus Rex. I swear to God, if we're saying that wrong, we're gonna get some shit.
I know. I'll look it up right now. I'm pretty sure it was that, but that was.
Forgive us. We just saw the film.
Considering that the action was taking place in that central hub, that kind of courtyard area right by the Mosasaurus tank.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, until it's backing up right over it, and you're like, oh shit, is it going to happen again?
Yeah, and the assistant dying, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of knew that, I don't want to say she was useless. However, she had one job.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Literally, she had one job, and she's stuck on the phone talking about a bachelor party, and they run off like teenagers do.
Come on.
It is Indominus Rex.
Cool.
And I'll
good.
keep that up for reference. But
Thank
it is that.
God.
I did enjoy. Now, at first, I thought, oh well, here's another bored teenager with his little brother who doesn't want to carry along the whole time. But it was kind of nice to see that kind of open up. Like once the assistant's looking the other way, once Zara's looking away, he goes, "Come on, let's go," and they run off. When they do the Mosasaur exhibit. He starts to lighten up.
The start.
Yeah, and he starts to kind of, he's getting into it, then he's clapping, and then he takes on the typical, like, hey, we're going to go and adventure.
Do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he becomes the elderly brother figure. There was a nice progression.
I mean, predictable, but
yeah, obviously.
Well done.
But at least he wasn't a static character,
Right.
That was...
Well done, well acted.
Mm-hmm.
He's so apathetic. And then to have, I mean, it's going to completely change him. Like, come on now. But it wouldn't be a Jurassic Park movie without that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always that strained relationship that ends up getting fixed because they almost die because dinosaurs.
Right.
So that was obviously what it was going to be from the beginning. If you saw any of the trailers, you knew that.
And even
together the whole
that relationship of two siblings running away from dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. We've seen that.
It's the first movie.
Yeah.
Except in the first movie they had Sam Neill with them, and this one they're on their own.
And they weren't really, at each other's throats.
They
like
weren't.
That. I mean, the little one, God damn it.
Ty Simpkins.
Yeah, Gray.
Yes.
Gray is not at odds with his brother. He just,
he's
knows
just
that
the annoying little brother.
Treat him like
yeah,
shit.
exactly. But he's kind of the know-it-all.
I didn't even find him annoying.
Well, in the sense
He's
of that
excited.
relationship, I loved him because I thought
he was great.
That's a kid would do that. If a kid's
That's a kid.
passionate about,
Yeah.
Which is
I liked
funny because
his,
I just got done saying that Hollywood doesn't understand children.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
And there's a couple of lines here and there that I don't want to get too nitpicky, but there was one where the older brother, it was Gray and it was...
the older brother's name?
Yes. Zach, that's right. And he's saying, like, we'll always, we're brothers, we'll always find one another. And that kind
That's a lot.
That too, it was almost too formal. It almost took me out of it, but I thought, well, it's a tender scene. I'll let it slide.
He's saying something he's heard before. That's what I got. You know what I mean? Which is fine. I really, as you might have noticed, I'm a huge character person.
Yes,
huge
and I love,
person.
and as you do, that seeing a character change over the course of the movie.
Yeah, I hate static characters.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, especially in something like this. You can have a plot. But the plot of this is more about each character's motives and interactions.
Right. Claire, I want to talk about because it might not be obvious to a lot of people, but she's the main character.
She's a badass.
She is the main character.
Yes.
She is the only thing that links all of these people together and all these events together.
Yes. That will get lost on some people.
Yeah, she's the main character. Like in the first one, I would say Alan Grant, main character.
Yes.
Second one, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Absolutely.
Which I can't even say the character's name because it's just Jeff Goldblum.
Well, it's Ian. But...
I know it's Ian. Come on now, Chaos Theory. But, and then third one, it's.
I guess it's Sam Neill again?
Yeah.
It's Alan Grant?
It's Alan Grant again. I just got so tongue-tied.
Yeah.
That was bad. Yeah, it was Alan Grant again. So now we have Claire. And I love it. Like, obviously...
She's calling the shots.
She's absolutely calling the shots. A lot of people are going to say she's a bitch in the beginning. A lot of people are going to say she's a negligent, work-obsessed bitch.
I wouldn't say
am going to say...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with her family.
I know, but...
I'm going to say... Abso-freaking-lutely not.
Mm-hmm.
She is damn good at her job.
Yes.
She doesn't have her own family. She lives on this island, probably. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he lives on the island and they've been on a date, there's...
Oh, that's not even what I'm talking about.
Well, I know, but that kind of tells you that there's...
That, I have
She's there.
zero issues with that relationship.
Oh, they had a great relationship. I
It
loved
was great. Like... Oh my god. I definitely want to get into that. But she's damn good at her job. And the fact that she never sees her family, if you take that job, you're never going to see your family.
She's got to be in all these different places at once. When the owner shows up, when Masrani shows up and he wants to know everything's going, she's right into business mode.
She's ready to go.
Which is great. It says a lot to her character. And I think it's kind of fun that he's not a hard-ass owner. He's just like... Are the people having fun? Are the dinosaurs okay?
But here's the thing: that doesn't run a business, and she's right.
It doesn't. I know.
She's absolutely right.
But they could have gone
here's
so
the numbers.
cliched there.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
But it was interesting to me that she's so deep into it and she's so good at it that she's lost sight of what he's looking for.
Right.
And that's people
And
having fun and the animals being happy.
And a movie where there's a bunch of dinosaurs, there should be a sense of like, well, someone takes their job too seriously. But there should also be a play of like, well, guys, this is fun. Like, we're providing entertainment for people. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to see that.
She's great.
Mm-hmm.
And to see her... The scene with the Brontosaurus, how she realizes that these are living, breathing creatures, or dying creatures, and that she's kind of lost sight of that.
Yes. It definitely takes away from what Owen says is the spreadsheet full of numbers.
Yeah, and even he gets why he sees it. He gets why she sees it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But... That's because she's not on the ground
Exactly.
with them.
He's the hands-on guy.
The second she's on the ground with them, she gets it. And she realizes what they've done. And she steps up. And I know that scene where she, like, ties her shirt up and rolls up her sleeves. It's supposed to be, like, a comedic play. But for her to be like, screw it, I'm ready, let's go.
Yeah.
And also... She doesn't take her heels off.
No, even that's what he made fun of her for.
Let me tell you right now, it is easier to run in heels than it is to walk in heels. And if you don't think I'm serious, try it. When your feet hurt like a bitch from wearing heels all day, it is easier to run in them. Because guess what? Your heels don't touch the damn ground. Your toes do.
True.
And you don't have time to put all of your weight down on your feet. I don't know if this is scientific. I'm just saying. It's easier to run in heels than it is to walk in heels, because it just is. So the fact that she doesn't take them off, also, that'd be fucking stupid. Run around barefoot in, in the jungle or like whatever that is. So, yeah, I thought that was awesome that she's like, okay, let's go. And from that moment on, she's there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
She's in it. She's making a difference.
Scrappy as fuck. Mm-hmm. And I love it.
Punches a carnivorous flying beast off of Owen and plugs it with a bunch of tranquilizers.
Can we talk about that?
She stepped in right away.
He doesn't save her.
Nope.
Never is she saved.
Actually, not even a single time. You're right.
Not one time is she saved. She saves her damn self, and she saves Owen.
She saves Owen. She saves
the kids.
Her nephews.
She saves everyone. I mean, obviously, she has help from Owen to save her nephews. Yes. However, she saves
Owen. She was driving the van.
That's true.
Running the Raptor off the road.
Saves Owen all by herself. It is her idea to go get the T-Rex.
Yep.
Come on now. That is awesome.
That was brilliant, too, for him to say, we need more teeth, we need more teeth. What the hell does that mean? And then she's
kids
like...
think like that!
And she's like...
That's brilliant.
Open Paddock 9. I was like, what's in Paddock 9? Is the T-Rex in Paddock 9?
Because all you see of the T-Rex is that eat a goat, which is fan service, and it's great fan service.
It is, yes, absolutely.
But
now,
that's it.
I did see something interesting that the director, Colin Trevorrow?
Probably Trevorrow, but I'm not sure.
Could be Trevorrow. He said that you will see the T-Rex from the first movie in this movie. And obviously there's not like a, hey guys, it's the original T-Rex, but I wonder.
He looks like him.
I mean, they all
kind of look the same.
I mean, that's racist.
It's a T-Rex!
I know. But that was a great sequence, and to have that thing come out,
yes,
chasing her, but then see the bigger prize.
Yeah.
Everything paid off. Like, when that happens...
Using the flare? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Damn.
But the movie has earned it at that point. Everything that you get in this movie is not overdone. It's not taken too seriously. It's earned, and it's just fun to watch.
So good.
Which is great. Because it was so easy for this movie to go off the rails and take itself too seriously. But it knows that it's fun, and it knows that people are coming back to this franchise after 10 years since the third one, but let's really count it from the original movie. Because people are still nostalgic over a movie from 22 years ago. So,
yeah, it's as old as I am.
And they know that we want to see that.
Yeah.
So they let it happen, but in the best way.
Wow. It was a perfect balance of fan service and original content.
Even that whole walk through the original atrium.
Which I knew that's exactly what it was the second I saw it.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to see that damn banner. And then he picks up that damn banner. And I was like, oh my God.
When
and then to have the Indominus Rex roar like that, just like the T-Rex in the original
to come
days,
right through the center.
To have that shot again, brilliant.
Yeah.
But I will say this. The first time you see the dinosaur.
Yes. First time you see it free, or the first time when Masrani is visiting the exhibit?
Well, that you can't get any real image of it.
So when it first comes out.
But when it first comes out and eats the two dudes and then doesn't eat Owen, that moment where you can see its face for the first time. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't like, oh my God, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a velociraptor. That was my first thought.
I didn't
was
see raptor when I looked at it.
It's because of the jawline.
I guess
the jaw
that
goes
makes
all
sense.
the way back. It's kind of like a Spinosaur, but like not really.
Not quite narrow. Yeah.
It just, the teeth, the way they were laid out, and the way it opened its mouth, I was like, raptor. But then I dismissed it. I was like, no. No way. And then when they're like, it's part raptor, I was like, God damn it. Like, I could see it, but I was like, no way in hell. And then it started making that damn noise, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that...
So cool.
You know, let's talk a lot about the creature design. Let's because that's
fine.
kind of that's the thing they want to feature is this creature.
I like the camouflage was insane.
That was where it terrified me. And like you, I saw the thing, and I wasn't immediately scared. But to see everything it could do, like
That's
it could
what made
blend
it
in like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the first thing you see is just, like, neck down. You see friggin',
Beast.
biceps.
Yeah.
You see actual functional arms. You see this thing grabbing, swatting.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. And
Something with arms.
Everything that it takes down has claw marks in it because it's just killing. And that kind of gives you the fear aspect. I don't look at it and think, oh, I'm going to have nightmares tonight. But seeing what it can do was terrifying.
Yeah.
And then
the thermal thing?
Yes.
Come on.
Just the idea
sick.
of that was...
It can camouflage itself. It can control... Like, you can see with thermal energy and whatever.
And I liked how they explained that, too. I like when Masrani is talking to Wu about what is this thing made of, how can it do all these things. He drops a line that says... Look, if we made these things exactly as they existed, they would look way different and nobody would be interested. And that, I think, sort of explains why they don't look quite like birds, like they would have, because they're
Right.
related. Because
Totally.
they are filling in the missing strands of DNA with different species.
Yeah.
And for them to create this thing with a bunch of different, with a T-Rex, with existing species, it makes sense. And in the context of the movie, I'm sure it's not hard science.
Yeah.
But they made an effort, which I did appreciate.
Yeah, you almost believe it could happen.
In this world, yeah.
Yeah. You almost believe that's real. But wow. I liked Wu being there.
Yes, that was another nice point of familiarity.
I loved it. My thing is this, correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard that this movie discounts 2 and 3.
I don't know that discounts them. I think it just ignores them.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm thinking you can't ignore, in the world, you can ignore 3. 3 is ignorable.
Yeah.
But a Tyrannosaurus Rex
made landfall in San Diego.
California, I'm not sure. I mean, it was 20 years ago, so they could say like, oh well, it's more domesticated now, which is bullshit. But you could say it. I don't know if it needed to say something. I don't know that it did though. I'm comfortable with it. Like, I don't think anything contradicts anything in the other two.
Right.
Really
it doesn't make you think like, oh, we're ignoring these, in the way that some franchises do. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a moment in like the 7th Halloween movie where they make a reference to like, oh, he hasn't been seen in like 20 years. Whereas they've had 3 more movies in the last 10, mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, we're just ignoring the shitty ones,
right?
And they could have done this with like, oh well, Jurassic Park was a failed experiment, and after that, nobody wanted to touch the property until now, and they could have That's not
incorrect though.
That could have been their way of saying
that island wasn't touched. It was Isla Sorna.
Right. It wasn't. Yeah, we never went to
Nublar again.
Yeah, after the first movie.
You're right.
So it could have happened, but it's not important.
Yeah, because
that's like watching the 4th Mad Max. It's not really important what came before.
True. Yeah, What's nice is you could jump from one to World.
You could just watch World, honestly.
You could just watch World, but I feel like it has more of an impact.
Oh, it absolutely does.
If you're well versed in the Jurassic Park lore.
Oh yeah, I mean all the fan service is there for a reason, and it's done beautifully. For sure. It's done in the best way. It is done
beautifully. I've never seen fan service done so well.
Yeah, what I didn't know until the credits came up was that this was written by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, who wrote Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Shut the hell up.
And they might have done Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but they're
brilliant movies.
Yes, and they're
well done. Good writing team.
Yes, absolutely. So I did not know that they had. They did write the Rise as well.
Cool.
So it's kind of cool to see them be able to kind of rework the magic of a different franchise.
Right.
Because Planet of the Apes obviously is a huge cultural icon.
Well, yeah.
And now they've redone the world in a way that makes sense for the modern audience.
Yeah.
But and they've done the same thing here.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very pleased that the movie came out. I'm thrilled. I loved it. It was great.
It really was great. And I was expecting to be turned off by the romance between Owen and Claire.
Another thing that wasn't in your face.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the fact that they set up that there was previous history, there's clearly sexual chemistry.
Yes.
Let's be real. Come on. So, and to not end it on like a kiss or even them holding hands.
But just walking
together and joking like, oh, we'll stay together for survival.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Awesome.
It was great.
That's how you need to handle stuff like that. Like, they almost just died and they survived together. You're not going to be all mushy, gooey, happy days. Like, it's not. I loved that.
I loved that, and I loved how they almost made it like, we might die, so let's have a nice romantic moment with Jake Johnson. And he goes, there's like this tense of like, someone's got to stay, and it's like, all right, he's like being a man in the situation. He goes up to kiss her, and she's like, I've got a boyfriend.
I did love that.
It was like, oh, you don't really talk about him. I didn't know you guys were like a thing.
Well, I love that idea that
so
if
funny.
A girl's in a relationship, she doesn't have to be talking about it 24/7.
Yep.
Love that. Thank you.
What
I didn't love, but it is in the heat of the moment, so I'll forgive it. I didn't love Claire saying to him, "Be a man for once in your life." I hate anyone telling anyone be a man. I don't like that at all. I feel like there's better ways to motivate someone. And
yeah, but
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I can't forgive it in real life. I can't. But in the heat of the moment, trying to get someone to save your goddamn life,
trying to get somebody to put you face to face with a T-Rex,
I'll forgive it.
Yeah, I give it a pass. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. Well,
because then you get to watch the joy of Jake Johnson reacting to that.
Why do you have to make it personal?
You gotta make it personal.
I loved it. It was handled well. I liked it. That line, yeah, that was like you stabbed me a little bit with that one. But that's a personal thing and something. That's a sociological concept that you really have to get it. Like, I'm not getting into. If
that's the worst thing we can say about the movie, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that is the worst thing.
I'm on board.
This movie
I'm on board with this whole movie.
Is that line?
I'm on board.
And that's ridiculous.
Everything.
It was effective.
They could have. It could have gone so wrong, but it didn't.
Oh, it could have gone so bad. I felt a throwback to the third with the bird cage.
Yeah.
I loved that. And seeing the crap that pterodactyls can do.
Mm-hmm.
And
that
stupid hybrid. I had a problem with the T-Rex thing. Like, the T-Rex head on I was like, wait a second.
They did make it seem like that, Indominus Rex wasn't the first thing they created.
Right, and I liked seeing that there was something else, but it looked so... like it would just, like, if it was standing, it would fall over on its face because it's so head heavy, It's a friggin' T-Rex's head on a pterodactyl's body. That makes literally no sense. There's a reason a pterodactyl's head is, like, shaped aerodynamically and, like, the way it balances, you know what I mean?
It was a pretty ugly flyer, too. It's not like it wasn't sleek.
But...
they spent so much time wondering whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think whether they should.
I'm fine. But I was just like, wait a second, that's your other hybrid? I don't know. Like, that might have been my one problem. Because that thing looked stupid. I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, it was effective having another flying creature and having it be honestly
something
terrifying.
Gnaw your face off.
Yeah, a little terrifying. Because, like, the pterodactyls, they just, like, impale you.
Mm-hmm.
Or pick you up and throw you into the mouth of a giant other dinosaur and shit. Or, like, pick you up and drop you from 25 million stories up. Yes. It's fine. All scary things. But flying thing that can, like, literally bite your face off, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I like it in concept. When I saw, I wasn't sure what I saw.
I wasn't sure if I actually saw it, and I almost turned to you in the theater and went, did that thing have a
T-Rex head?
All right.
Yeah. I try really, really hard, it doesn't always work, to not react verbally in films.
Yeah.
Like, in the theater, I try really, really hard. Really hard.
And I didn't want to get any indication from you of how you felt until we got down here.
Right, yeah.
It's good.
But I gasped and way too much. Way too much for my... Okay, I knew the stupid Indominus Rex was going to, like, break the glass of the gyrosphere. I knew it was going to happen. And I still gasped. Like, I was still, like, really nervous about it and, like, not happy that it was happening.
That's how it should be, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, usually you see the trailer a billion times. You see the TV spots. The breaking of the glass, the little claw inside, that's an image you've seen a million times. And it was still somehow really effective, and that's because what was around it before and after was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Pointing out that the gyrosphere will not, like, turn you upside down. It will not let you, like, it will keep you upright at all times. And then it so didn't.
It failed on all accounts.
It literally failed in
But
every
it's
way.
also like, when you watch in the trailer, you're like, wow, these kids are going to get into some serious shit.
Yeah.
And then you watch it in context of the movie, you're like, how the hell are they going to get out of this?
You have no idea.
Yeah, because it's like they're in a restricted area in the middle of the woods. How are they going to, so it upped the stakes, which was great.
Yeah, I think last thing should be the Raptors.
The Raptors, that was...
Turning that around so quickly to be like, LOL, wait a second. They could,
hey, we got to have some raptor kills in this movie. We got to have them kind of turn, but then not. Yeah, and it was...
I liked that. I liked the moment. I think it was, if I had to guess, because I can't tell them apart because I'm an asshole, I would guess that the
blue one was blue.
There were a couple that I think there were...
There was one that was very blue.
Well, yeah, there was one that had a blue stripe down its damn face and body.
That was blue.
But, okay, then I think it was blue. I have to see it again. I definitely have to watch it again. But I think it was blue that was first, like, wait a second. I'm going to not kill Chris Pratt.
Right he was, now? Yeah. He was the one that was facing him head on. Sorry, she. You're right. It was she.
Yeah.
Because he even said, blue's the beta.
Right, yeah, blue is the beta.
And Grace said, who's the alpha? He said, you're looking at him.
You're looking at him. And I wish that conversation was beforehand. Because I feel like first saying that he's the alpha, saying it out loud, that close to him saying they have a new alpha is almost like I just said it and now I'm referencing it. You know what I mean? And I get that that's whatever. You need to know that he's the alpha to understand that line. But I feel like it could have been said somehow earlier. That is the most nitpicky thing I have ever said in my entire life. But it just felt
It was sort of
close.
Implied. That was the kind of
Close.
thing where they will then tell you, like, yeah, that's why there's no alpha in the group.
Right.
But Blue was kind of the one calling the shots among them. Yeah. Obviously, the alpha goes down, Blue's going to be the one that takes over.
Right.
So for Blue to be the one that decides, well, shit, this is a mutual relationship, and that big-ass thing is just going to mess us up.
And then the fact that it attacked Blue, then the other two that were there were just like, oh, I'm taking no shit anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to turn on the pack, screw you, buddy. So they go with their original alpha that they have their relationship with.
Yes.
I like that. I liked... Because it was always said that the raptors were the really intelligent dinosaurs.
Yes.
Almost, probably more intelligent than a lot of people in the world. A lot of people. Like, oh my god. They're very intelligent creatures, and they probably would be the dominant species on the planet. Absolutely.
And they're terrifying. When they turn on the military team, that was actually scary to watch.
That was scary.
And to get,
especially when you had the cameras on the raptors,
point of view,
and the POV cameras on people.
On the guns and on the helmets, and
that was insane.
Yes,
to see a raptor. I don't know if you caught it because it was on the screen, but you could see a raptor eating a dude, and you could see the dude's face
being eaten,
freaking out. It was obvious that the raptor was digging into like a chest cavity or something, and his face, he was losing his mind. And you just see it through the raptor's eyes.
I was so caught up in watching the military camera on the raptor that I didn't notice that.
Next time, look over at the green screens, and that's the raptors.
Right.
It's such an interesting POV that you never see in any other Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or pretty much any other movie.
Well, they went
except like
on.
Predator. You know what I mean? Like, you don't usually get that kind of POV.
Of a creature, of your monster.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then I liked to give them an emotional element as well was pretty freaking cool.
Well, to make us care about them. Yeah. As the Indominus is knocking off on the we're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, I reacted. I was when he throws Blue into the building, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like, you kind of feel like
Blue that went on fire.
No, that was either Delta or Echo, because Charlie was the one that
too busy eating the motherfucker.
Charlie was the one that took a bazooka.
Yeah, which was god.
One of the few moments in Jurassic Park where a human kills a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Someone that was pointed out on Reddit that there's only one.
You're right.
Through the first 3 movies, there's only one dinosaur killed by a human. It's in the second one when I think her name was Maya, the daughter, kicks it out of the window and it gets impaled on some...
Yeah, that was uncomfortable for me. I just rewatched 2 because I've watched 1 and 3 a million times, but 2 was never my favorite, so I only watched it a couple. And seeing it get impaled was actually uncomfortable. Like, even though you hate the raptors, I didn't want that.
Yeah, that was a bit
I
much.
was like, oh, they killed a raptor. Yeah, which one? Wow, I'm dead. Which raptor got blown up by the bazooka?
Charlie. Yes.
Okay. So which one ate Hoskins?
I think it was Blue. I'm fairly certain it was Blue.
Because it comes out of the building like a bat out of hell. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was all over the place at the end of this movie. I was like, which one is which? I was so bad.
Yeah, it was a lot to...
I think you're right. I think it was Blue.
It was a lot to get caught up on. And then... But then to have everything kind of get bigger in scale and have the T-Rex come out...
Yeah, it was a lot.
That was... It was a huge payoff moment. It was great.
Brilliant.
Because, we got some big dinosaur on big dinosaur in the third one, but it didn't really have the payoff. It was just like, oh, the Spinosaurus totally kills the T-Rex. And in this, it was like, these are head-to-head. These are kin. These are similar creatures.
Yeah, because it was literally, this dinosaur was a Rex, a T-Rex, a Velociraptor, and then a bunch of other crap. But no dinosaurs. So to have a T-Rex and a Velociraptor take that down was kind of cool. And very smart that even they couldn't really take it down. It had to be I keep wanting to say the freaking Mastodon, but help me.
Mosasaurus.
Thank you. I'm really tired. Holy crap, dude. It's really freaking good.
It really
I don't know
is.
what else to say.
We don't have to say anything else.
I know. I really did love the Raptors, and it's really bad. I'm sitting here like I want one. And I know that's not what you should be thinking at all when you get out of this movie, but they were so cool. And the way that Chris Pratt at the end, I keep saying Chris Pratt, but Owen shakes his head he's just like, the subtlest little like nobody, and it runs away. And I'm like, yes, just well freaking done. Wow. I kind of want to know, I guess they just left it. Like they just left it there like they do to Jurassic Park. They just like leave it. And
yes.
Like, I'm done. Like, I'm out. And then to end it with the T-Rex.
Yeah. It was glorious.
And seeing the body of the T-Rex react to the roar. You know what I mean? Like, you see it roar with every muscle in its body. And it's just like, oh my god, they did some serious, like, work on that. Like, to think, how would the muscles move? How would this move? How would that move? How would the skin, like, whatever. It was just so detailed and so beautiful. And I don't know if that's because we saw it in 3D or not.
I don't know. The designs were great, though.
But it was beautiful.
So, absolutely, 100% recommend seeing it.
For sure.
Just a hell of a ride.
Yeah. Imperfect. But every movie is.
Yeah, nothing needs to be perfect. It was exactly what I wanted and a bit more.
Yeah, like I said, it exceeded all expectation.
Yes.
A lot of people were saying, like, oh, it's the Chris Pratt movie. And, like...
It's really not.
Jurassic Pratt, which is my favorite.
That's kind of funny.
Jurassic Pratt.
But it's not.
It's not, because he is so not the main character. He's not. Claire is. I will hold my ground on that one.
No, I 100% believe you're right. She's kind of the glue that pulls everything together. It's
her. And I love that. I love it. I love the movie.
Go see it.
Go see it.
In theaters now.
Yes.
As of 7 o'clock on a Thursday.
Oh my god.
I still don't agree with that practice.
Whatever.
Anyway,
we benefited from it, so there you go.
For Nerd Jersey, this is Alex Bond.
And Nicole, her review.
Reminding you to always wear your nerd jersey with pride.